Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Tuesday. The digital diva is in the house. Terry Johnson, online from New York City, is coming to us live and in person with marketing talks. So sit back, get a pen and paper, take some really good notes. She's got some great information that's going to help propel you forward in your business. So let's get started. Take it away, TJ.
Hello, everybody. I don't know why I'm singing. How's everybody today? We are back. It's been a while. I was trying to remember how to do everything. Like, where do I go? What do I do? So, again, like Fran said, we're here to talk about marketing strategy, marketing talk, marketing things that you need to know, especially this day and age, because everything changes. Everything is going fast, changing, and people are doing things that are upsetting other people. I don't know what to tell you. So we're going to talk about it. So yeah, so let me get my notes, because I feel like this is going to be a big one. I mean, I really want to see what people think about this topic. So I haven't thought of a name of this, but this is a brand case study. Do you remember Bud Light? We did the Bud Light. That was kind of a marketing case study. So now we're doing another brand. Okay. All right. And Dr. Tati's here. Hey, good morning. I hope you're ready. I really want to hear everybody's comments. I want everybody's thoughts. This is a group effort. I bring you the topic and I'm like, is it, let's talk about it. What do you think? So this was brought to me. I did not find it. This story was sent to me and I was like, okay. And then some people, marketing people I follow online, started talking about it last week. Actually, it was 2 weeks. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Somebody sent me the link and I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then I went to LinkedIn. Surprise. I don't know why I went to LinkedIn, because I usually don't go every day. I should. There's some good conversations going over there. But I saw Mark Schaefer. I follow Mark Schaefer. I talked about him a lot. He's a marketing professor, Rutgers. He's had like years of experience with IBM and corporations with marketing. He's written several great marketing books. He has one coming out in February that I'm excited about. I can't remember the name of it, but he's always like ahead of the curve of what's coming. So I always try to listen to him. Always, he's on Substack. He has a website. He's on LinkedIn. I follow him everywhere. I'm like, this man is probably like, why is this woman following? She's stalking me. I'm in he has a private Discord. I'm in there. Which I gotta go. It's so many places to check that it's just me in only 24 hours. Okay, so I call this making a bold move. Okay, making a bold move, and I'm going to explain what this is about. But let me see. Do I want to show you? I want to show you first. Yes. Let me show you. Okay, yeah. I'm just really excited about this. Like, okay. Let's talk about it. And see, I'm forgetting how to do it. When you stay away from, like, you forget the tools.
Oh, you mean when you take a vacation? I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, and then some things happen, and it's a lot of stuff, which is, okay, here we go. Now, can we see that? Should I make it bigger?
Copy nothing. I see that.
Okay. Does it need to be bigger, or is this good for everybody?
You can try making it bigger and let's see what happens.
Let's make it, because when I open it, this is what happens. So I can't zoom in with the browser, which I will do. How's that? Better?
Good. That's very good.
Good? Okay.
Yes.
Copy nothing. Give me some first impressions here. Like, this is an ad copy. This is like an image put out for an ad campaign. Like, what is our first impression here? Anybody?
Futuristic. I'm thinking, okay, it might be dating myself here. Like when Grace Jones and Bowie did the that kind of
Do you
Andy.
remember Benetton? Do you remember the Benetton ads? Does that
Yes,
have a
yes,
feel?
yes. The
You're on the
Benetton,
right track.
Andy Warhol kind of.
Yes, you're good. You're good. Futuristic tech. Uh, DEI. Think DEI. Think. And the criticism for this brand was, oh, woke and this, but we're gonna get into that. So now here's the second question: what are they selling? Because you know, an ad is to sell
Okay.
or to announce or to. What do you think they're selling?
I couldn't tell you what they're selling from
You
that
would say
picture.
clothes, right? I
Ye-
would, because I brought up Benetton. I would say clothes, but it's not clothing. Dr. Tati says, oh, can you bring it up? I think I clicked on it. I used to love Benetton. Me too. I love the ads. But let's get into that Benetton feel, because who were they selling? Us. So
yeah.
and there was a specific generation. Remember that. Okay. All right. So now this is not selling clothing. Let me show you what it's selling. I took it down. See, I thought I was doing something smart. All right, hold on. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Da, 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 da. Selling cars.
Okay.
A specific new car that doesn't exist yet. This is a concept car for a brand, for a car manufacturer over 100 years old. Can anybody want to take a guess what car brand? I'll say it's not American. Dr. Tati knows. I know she knows. She knows. But let's see, Fran, guess.
I do know because I've seen the story.
Oh, you've seen it. Okay, go ahead. All right.
I've seen the story, and I'm like,
We're gonna talk about it.
yeah, because it looks kind of like some other cars I've seen. But
So this is a concept car for a car that's going to be released in 2026. Concept car, which means this is the designer's imagination of the car. This is not the final product.
okay.
I say that because this got a lot of pushback. Oh, no, it's too big, blah, 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 whatever. The car's not here yet. The car's not made yet. 2026, everybody. Now,
Okay.
this is the brand. Americans say Jaguar, British says Jaguar. I think Jaguar.
Whatever. Jaguar. We're just gonna go with it.
Yes, that's it. So British Americans say it how you want to say it. It's the image of the animal. There is no image of an animal here, for one. But
right.
This and the previous ad slide got people all in the uproar. And I got one more thing to play before we talk about it. Let me see how I present. Okay, I got one more thing to play, and I gotta find it. Okay, let me see. Where is it? Did I keep it open? Yes, I did. All right, here we go. And it will not share audio. Why does it say to share audio, share a tab? All right, I'm gonna bring it up. This is something about not, but there's no talking, so.
Right, but I think it'll play. It should.
Yeah, it just StreamYard said something weird that I was like, why is it not gonna play the audio? All right, let me bring it up.
Let's try it and see.
Okay, I gotta restart it. All right, here we go.
Oh, okay, because they want it in the upper part of the whatever.
Is it showing? Because I'm not.
Yeah, it's showing.
Okay. There's no talking. Jaguar. Okay, so let's close that. Now, what do we think of that?
It's very futuristic,
Yeah.
very in the sense Apple-ish, like when Apple brought out
Bam,
that.
1984. I'm glad you connected with that. A lot of people did not get it. Okay, so let me get into this because the ad world went crazy and Jaguar is stupid. This is a stupid ad. There's no car. To sell a
Yet,
car, you must have a car. Right?
yet here we are talking about a car that's coming out in
Boom.
2026.
Another point. Thank you, Fran is hitting all the cylinders. Okay, let's get into this brand strat case study that I'm talking about. So Jaguar is going all out with EV, electric vehicles, but not just any EV, a luxury EV. Luxury in the price point is $200K. Okay, they're aiming for the luxury market. So they're going to go all electric in 2026. They announced this in 2021. JLR, which is I think it's called Jaguar Land Rover Group or something like that, because they were bought by the group and they combined the two models, the two brands together. I had the notes on here. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, Jaguar was purchased by the company Tata Motors in 2008, which moved the brand with Land Rover in 2013, forming what is now JLR. Jaguar has fallen into relative obscurity. It was a big brand in the 70s. I believe this was one of the cars in the James Bond movies, I believe.
Yeah, James drove a Jaguar.
Yes, so this is a big British brand. I think it's over 100 years old. Their most popular model was the XK-E. That was an iconic car. It was they're saying that it was the car of the 60s, driven by the likes of George Best, Steve McQueen, and Mick Jagger. So it was a big British car that all the people in the UK were like, oh, Jack, that was the car. I remember as a kid, like that was like the car. Like it was like one Mercedes that was like, ooh, a Jag, a Jag.
A Jaguar. Yeah, you had to have a Jag.
For sure, right? Okay, so that's all back in the day. Their audience has been declining. U.S. sales dropped from more than 31,000 in 2019 to 8,300 in 2023. Sales have languished worldwide. That's just the U.S. sales. The British sales, they're saying that it sold 43,000 vehicles globally compared to 179 cars in 2017. Isn't that something to be worried about? I would be if I'm selling cars.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do they decide to do? A bold move. Right? I call it burning the boats. Have you heard that term, burning boats?
Yeah.
The ships?
Yep.
They burn the boats.
Yeah, and I would think bold moves require bold colors, bold stuff, just bold.
I mean bold in the sense of marketing campaign, advertising. This has got the advertising world they're in a frenzy. They are upset. They are mad because you don't sell a car manufacturer doesn't make an ad without a car. That's stupid. But
is it really?
It's not.
Okay, this sounds the same. It has the ring of when Steve Jobs brought out the iPhone.
Thank you.
In 2007,
Wasn't
it has
there
that whole.
Uproar? Then people you're mad, you're nuts. The iPad. Remember when the iPad? They made fun of the iPad. Here's another one that's not techie. Miley Cyrus. Does anybody know who that is? Hannah Montana, the little cute Disney actress, child actress, who when she was like, I'm an older kid, I'm tired of being Hannah Montana. And what did she do? Came out naked on the wrecking ball.
And
People
people
went
was like,
nuts, right? People went nuts. The soccer moms clutched their pearls. But what did Miley want? I'm not in her mind. I'm just saying, what did she want? She wanted to be an adult.
okay, so one of the things that this ad said was to break the mold, and that's what Miley Cyrus did. She broke that Disney mold.
That's exactly what she did. It's what every child star wants. They want with you can't be 19 playing a 13-year-old or 12 or whatever. But they want you to stay that. But you as the human, as the adult, you want to do adult stuff. You want to smoke and drink and all. So what was her thing that she did, which was a bold move? She was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. All the soccer moms and they were upset. But fast forward to now, it has worked. I believe she's won Grammy. She's a big music star. She's done a song with Beyonce, all those kind of things, because she wanted to make a move. And of course, celebrities like that, they have PR people, they have strategists, they have things, and they talk and design on how they're going to do it. And I'm pretty sure all her people was like, oh no, don't do this. But then she did the thing when she came out one of the shows and she was sticking her tongue out all the time and people were making fun. But it was a purpose. It was to break you out of the mold of seeing her as Hannah Montana. And it worked.
Right. Dr. Tachi says, I wasn't in the market for a Jaguar anyway, so if they'd like it, I'd like it for them.
Hey.
And Mark said my bold move today was getting up.
Hey, Mark. Yes, that is a bold move. Getting up is a bold move.
It really is. So one, Jaguar is breaking the mold of what they used to be. And I wrote on my notes here that the car actually does resemble, and the car itself kind of resembles the animal, right? Even if they don't put the ornament on the hood.
And let me give you another example with fashion. When they have fashion shows, designer has, they make their pieces for the show and they're avant-garde. But when they go to the store, they don't look like that. Those are concept pieces. It's art. So this is what Jaguar has done. They have decided they do not want the old stodgy British hound-tooth jacket, smoking cigar, old man concept. And I'm sorry, James Bond is an old man now. I'm sorry. They don't want that customer. Why? Because one, they're kind of, sorry to say, dying out physically. A brand always wants fresh, new customers. And like I said, when I saw that Mark posted this, I saw it on LinkedIn. I read the comments. Mark's take was this was a great idea. Mark Schaefer was a great idea. He said, gas. Mark thought this was the greatest thing ever. I'm gonna put the link to his LinkedIn. I believe you can read it. Let me see. I think I have it. I read some of the comments. I didn't get to read it all, but there was, like Fran said about Apple, the 1984 commercial.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get this. Hold on, guys. I just gotta clean. It's a long URL. Okay, I hope you see that. Let me see. I did put it down because I used the and let me say this before we go on. This is what Jaguar wants. They don't want a positive reaction.
They just want a reaction.
They want a move. That's why I talked about Miley Cyrus. Yeah. So before we go on, I forgot to tell you all the negative stuff. So when this came out, and the concept it's called the Type 00 is the name of the concept car. It's because they want to do zero emissions, EV, an EV. So of course, some of the people came out and said, "Oh, Jaguar wants to be woke, DEI. They're not selling cars." And here's the one that caught me. This is Bud Light 2.0. Like, no, it's not. This is not Bud Light. This is not Bud Light 2.0.
And whoever said that is totally detached.
And I'm, the other side. I'll just say the other side. A whole backlash on the other side, but who cares? And here's the thing that I was like, he thought this was a diss, but this helped them out a lot. Elon Musk came out and said, "Oh, do you sell cars?" Like he tweeted this, I guess, on his X. Like, "Oh, do you like ha ha ha?" You know, because he's the Tesla guy. "Oh, do you guys sell cars? Ha ha ha." Well, you kind of want Elon Musk to kind of talk about, if you're looking for attention, that's pretty much like getting Oprah to.
Yeah, and see, and it's kind of ironic because he's the one that was pushing all the manufacturers when he started to take. He was giving away how to do electric vehicles to these manufacturers, and so now there's one that's coming.
Yeah. So it was always just a joke. It's funny. DEI woke. It's stupid. Blah blah blah. That's some of the things on the LinkedIn comment that I posted. But here's one that and I want to I forgot the name of the person, but I wanted to make sure that we talked about it because we talked about Apple. Apple did their famous 1984 Super Bowl commercial. They didn't show a product in the ad, and they were going after a much different audience than the Apple II that came before it. Steve Jobs recognized that Apple needed to change their customer base and decided to target creators instead of computer geeks. How do you do that? Break the mold, a bold move. You come out, you have to be innovative. You have to say, burn the boats. Or it's called burn the ships, but it's burn the boats. Which let me tell you real quick where that came from, because I thought it was a Viking thing because burn the ships. But it says the phrase burning of ships dates from 1519 when the Spanish expedition led by Hernan Cortez landed in Mexico. Cortez knew his people was tired, so he burned the boats because we're here. We're gonna conquer this. We ain't leaving. Burn the boats because you ain't going back home. Kind of.
And people was probably, what are you talking about, my family?
That's how we get home. He's like, no, we here to conquer. And if you see those ships out there, you're not going to be motivated. So that's where it comes from. But this is what Jaguar has done. And here's another comment that I saw in the LinkedIn post was, "Oh, you're alienating your core customer base." Yes, that's what Jaguar wants. That's what they want.
And now, because see, the only Jaguar it was the one with the two gas tanks on there. Because it was a certain style, right? And I like the style. I still like the look of it and what have you, but the customer base. I guess what I'm saying is when somebody does marketing and people say, well, you're missing your former. We're not going back for the former. They can come for the ride if they want to.
We don't want you. They're not coming. Did you see? That's why I wanted to show the ad first, and I wanted to show you the creative DEI woke Benetton. Does that appeal to the British guy with the pipe and the houndstooth jacket?
No, but there would be some cool granddaddy who said, you know what, I'm getting it, and he'll come.
There will be a few. I agree with you, but Jaguar is burning the boats, burning the ships. Okay, so here's a quote from them. "Our brand relaunch for Jaguar is a bold and imaginative reinvention. As expected, it has attracted attention and debate. As proud custodians at such a remarkable point in Jaguar's history, we have preserved iconic symbols while taking a dramatic leap forward." This is what they wanted. Attention. Talking about Elon Musk. That when Elon Musk tweeted that, I bet all of them was high-fiving and everything over there. Because otherwise,
and
about this brand before.
And their stock price probably went up if they're publicly traded.
I'm not sure. I didn't check on that. I guess we should check on that. But if you're, and here's a thing that a statement that stood out to me from all the articles I read. It said, "But if you're a Jaguar enthusiast, you already knew about this since 2021, so you're not outraged. They're actually excited because they've known since 2021." Jaguar says they went stop production on all this XKE, all the stuff. Told the people that paid attention to that brand we're stopping production. They stopped production, and we're going all in on this new luxury, not EV, luxury EV brand. So if they know that, and see, this is the thing, a brand doesn't do things willy-nilly. They have
No.
research, they have people, they have strategists that weigh this and say, is this a good idea? Burn the boats.
Okay, so let's contrast some other luxury
Yeah,
brands that have
yeah.
done EV. They kind of came in half and half,
Mm-hmm.
aka
Yes, 1
Mercedes.
foot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They didn't burn the boats.
No, they just came in, okay, we'll do a hybrid and then we'll eventually get to
The
that.
safe route. But does safe work? Now,
No,
here's the other side of this. Jaguar's taking a bold move, a bold step. It may not work, but it looks like it's working so far. But the car's not out yet. The
right.
steps that they're taking is getting attention, and it looks like it also, they know that the customer that they want is receptive to this. Again, this is not everybody. Everybody's not your customer. You got to know your customer.
And
And
this is
here's
good
another
too.
comment that I saw real quick in the LinkedIn was like I said, oh, what about the old customer? Well, they're telling you they don't want you. That's okay, isn't it? To say we want a certain type of customer in a non trying to think of a
This
word,
is like,
non,
okay, this is like we are moving forward. You can come if you want to, but we're making this
yeah.
for
And this is the
new.
car market, which these these people know what they like and what they know. All, they're very knowledgeable. um it's not like it's fashion, it's car enthusiasts. It's not just you're buying a car. It's not a soccer mom or dad or whoever buying a car for the kids and we'll just buy it within our budget. They're already a luxury market, so they know their people.
Right, they are the luxury brand, and
And you
in the
said,
eve,
and Fran, you said that there might be some older
cool,
people who might
cool,
want this
cool.
new.
There's gonna be some cool granddaddies who's gonna go like, yeah, I want one
Yes,
of those because they have always had Jaguars throughout their lifetime. They're going to buy it.
right.
Um, like, okay, so there are some other luxury EVs,
Yeah.
like Lucid
Mhm.
Sapphire, Lucid Air, and they are literally luxury.
Right.
Um, uh, I'm not sure if who's some people. Oh my gosh,
But see, do they have the name?
Ro-
This is where name recognition and brand not brand authority comes into play.
so Rolls Royce may have come out with their electric vehicle, but it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't announced. It wasn't unveiled. There was no fanfare. It was just, oh, we have a Rolls Royce EV. But
Right. Yeah. Okay. They didn't burn the boat. They don't
no,
have
they
to.
didn't.
Oh, yeah. They don't have to. It's Rolls Royce. They don't have to. They again,
And
these brands, these companies, they have people that say, probability. They know their customer, and this is the most important thing. I always tell you: know your customer, know your audience. You know which way to drive the car, steer the. And who's going to come with you.
those who get you.
Yeah, and this is the car market, automobile industry, which they are very selective, very. It's almost like I think about like audiophiles, like people that love music and the equipment and
Yes.
or video, and they know the technology of this and of that, and that's what this is.
This is
So
art.
right,
This
so
is
someone
literally
who's outside of this car market, like us, like I said, who's been paying attention to Jaguar? I haven't. And I saw that. I was like, oh, somebody sent me the article. I was like, I just didn't look at it. But then when I saw Mark Schaefer's post, I was like, okay, because he had an opposite take from everybody. Okay.
Then Mark Ward says, how many Rolls-Royce commercials have you seen?
They don't
Exactly.
advertise.
They don't. Okay, that car company is still in existence, and
They
they
don't
don't do
advertise.
commercials.
They don't need to. Brand
Ooh.
authority. Brand
And
authority.
Jaguar had brand authority until they sold to the Ford Corporation. I was like, what are
Yeah.
you
So
doing?
they had some missteps, and now they have taken a bold move and they're trying something new. And this approach is for a specific age type of customer. Think, and that's why I said when I asked, Fran said tech. Are the tech guys gonna go buy a Rolls Royce? That's their grandfather's car. They might buy a Tesla, but now here comes the Jag with the brand authority, burning the boats, doing something different, making a bold move, coming out. Car enthusiasts already know. They're excited, and then wait.
Dr. Tachi said concerning when they went to Ford, they made Jaguars look like Ford Escorts.
Right.
That was not a good move.
Not the move. You got to be unique. You have to stand out, and you have to do it with your advertising. So they've done that.
Mark Ward says, money talks, wealth whispers, and rolls nose.
You're right. So what do we think about what Jaguar has done from the things that I brought to you about it being an old brand, old customers? They want a new audience. People are saying this is Bud Light 2.0, and I don't agree. It's not.
Well, like you said, the people who are going to get this already pay money for a well-crafted things. They don't.
Yeah.
They've got the smart house.
Yes.
They've already got the latest and greatest. These are the first adopters of tech. They probably have a Vision Pro. They probably have the first of everything that has come out. They probably still have their Blu-ray disc. These people they're on the cutting edge, and like Apple's Vision Pro's 3500, they didn't care.
They wanted it and they bought it.
Right. And so they don't care that they're expecting this bold move. Mark is funny. Mark says, as a person who once owned a Ford Escort, I feel seen. And then Dr. Tachi says the old customers won't be around forever. Younger customers don't want to drive an Oldsmobile Cutlass. That was stylish.
Exactly. Dr. Tachi is correct. They know the old customers won't be around. So how do you get new customers? And here's the thing, the juxtaposition with Bud Light. They want a new customers. They want a new, the cool kids, the Gen Z, the millennials to want an old brand, but they approach it incorrectly. I feel like Jaguar's on the right road. Will it work? It's to be seen because the car hasn't been created yet. It's just a concept, which is a drawing of the car, which when it comes out the factory, it's not going to look exactly like that. It's going to look similar to that. And here's another key. They debuted this view of the concept car at an art festival in Miami. So what does that tell you? It tells me a lot.
They're going for the young affluent customer.
Yeah,
that's where they're going.
Yeah, and they know the people that wasn't going to buy a Jag before is not going to buy. That's good. That's why they have a higher price point. And like Fran said, tech people, don't they have they have 200K? When they want to go buy a new EV, where are they going? To Ford? No. Like Dr. Tati said, Oldsmobile Buick? No. Those are all there's the concept of oldness there. Grandpa, grandma, they don't want to be associated with that. That's why we talk about Gen Z and millennials. They don't want to be associated with grandma stuff, grandpa. No, they want their own fresh new take on stuff. And Mark has a comment.
Let's see.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Dr. Tati.
He said, Tachi, I once drove my parents' Oldsmobile Delta 88 through their garage door, but we don't need to talk about that here. The car was wide.
I mean, I saw and see, here it is, the instant outrage of, what are they doing? There's no cars. They want to be woke. DEI, we're tired. I'm like, you people know nothing about marketing and advertising. When Jaguar decided to do this, they sat down and decided to do this. They thought a lot about it, and they said, how do we do it? We can't just tiptoe out. We got to Miley Cyrus wrecking ball it.
Right. And we can't be quiet because everybody who's gone, like I said, with Mercedes, and they just went EV, and we're going like, oh, whatever. And a few other cars, Volvo, even Rolls Royce and some of them, they went EV, but there was no statement. No statement whatsoever.
And here's a little bit to add. My assistant, Jessica, came up with this. Why boldness invites both ridicule and admiration, while we have both sides of this where people are making fun, and then the other side is saying this is great. That polarization creates the buzz. Mixed reactions ensure the Jaguar stays in the headlines. Whether people love it or hate it, talking about it. Let's give them something to talk about. That song, I think it's Bonnie Raitt. Just when you're talking about a corporation wanting to have new audience, new customers, you can't whisper about it, can't tiptoe. You got to come full stop, bloop. You got to come on out. Here we are, wrecking ball. You cannot play this safe. You also have to burn your boat and leave the old customer behind, but that's okay, because like Fran said, I'm glad you brought that up. There'll be some of the old customers that want, not all, and that's okay too, because look at the price point. These are not going for $20K. They're going for $200K.
And somebody's buying it.
Jaguar has crunched the numbers. They have accountants. They have people. They have financial people, a CFO. All of these things were talked about before they decided this. So all of the chatter and talk I seen about Jaguar being stupid and this is a failure, ha ha ha. They've done all the work. It's a 100-year-old brand. They're not just coming out and just, oh, I guess we'll just no. So will it work? That's for the future, because the car is to come out in 2 years.
Okay, and I see, I see why they've done this, because the cars that they have right now do not look like they're iconic.
Right.
The old cars that they have right
now. Yeah, and the concept car, it's not going to look exactly like that. Everybody, it's not going to look like that.
No, but I'm just going back, looking at their stuff that they have right now.
You're looking at, yeah.
It does not look like, it don't look like Jag. I'm like,
and Fran brought up the other luxury EV brands or companies, but they're not Jaguar. There's a lot to say for brand authority.
So the Jaguars that they have currently all look like regular vehicles you see on the road. There's no distinction. And they're trying to do just like you said, a Miley Cyrus. They're like, oh, we got to get away from looking like everybody.
Wrecking ball. They're blowing up when they're in Vegas, when they blow up the old hotels. They implode, right? Boom, gone. The Golden Nugget, all gone. They built something new in its place. And people go, oh, the old Vegas, the oldest, I'm like, got to be bold, make a bold move. That's what Jaguar is doing. And we have to see. So let me give you some more from some points. Number, well, I'm not going to number them. The next one, ridicule also often precedes innovation acceptance. So many bold moves have faced initial skepticism. So we talked about the iPhone, because remember, it didn't have a keyboard. Remember, that was one of the things that it have like the BlackBerry, and people that love the BlackBerry, like, I'm not getting an iPhone, there's no keys or no. But look where we are now. What's
Mm-hmm.
BlackBerry? Is BlackBerry still around? I haven't checked.
I think. Let me do a quick
I haven't
check.
checked. Honestly, I'm not being funny. I have not checked. And I will say this: I remember when the talk iPhone came, I was like, "This is a game changer," and it did. It changed the game. We've talked about this lots of times. iPhone, Apple, even Tesla, when he came out with the Cybertruck and people laughed at it. Matter of fact, I saw my first Tesla Cyber. One of my neighbors has it somewhere. I was like, "Hey!" I hadn't seen it in real life. I knew it, and I was like, "Ew." It's not attractive.
No,
there
but
it is.
but that was the thing. It's a bold
Mhm.
move, and it people talked about
That's
it.
what he wants. Yes. Even the failure of the glass and all of those things brought attention to something new, which is what he wanted. Okay. I'm not a fan of Musk. I'm just bringing. This is what my assistant told me to say.
All right, so I got a little something on BlackBerry.
Okay, let's go.
BlackBerry decommissioned its legacy phone operating systems and infrastructure on January 4th, 2022. TCL Corporation stopped manufacturing BlackBerry devices on August 31st, 2020, after losing access to the BlackBerry license. Never mind. The last phone developed by BlackBerry was the BlackBerry Key 2LE.
Okay.
Oh, however, BlackBerry did participate in CES 2024 with BlackBerry QNX and BlackBerry Ivy.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do we?
And see, if I went on the streets of New York right now and look and ask, what kind of phone you got? What kind of phone are you using? It's gonna be Android or Apple, right? That's what it's gonna be. So I'm just saying that was one of the things when people were like, I like my keys. I like the keys on the physical keys, and here we are, iPhone 16, 17, 18. Where I don't even know what iPhone we're on.
We're on 16 heading to
16. Okay,
17.
so here we are, 16 version
Heading
later.
towards 17 because 17 is coming.
There you go. But this is what happens when you make a bold move. And if you want to know more about like the thinking of this, read the Steve Jobs. Is it the biography by Walter? I cannot remember his name.
Walter Isaacson, and then
it's an excellent read. I want to reread it because the things that Steve Jobs was doing at that time in the 70s, people thought he was nuts. They actually said he was insane, nuts, crazy. He went to Apple Orchard to look at the Apple for the icon, for the Apple logo.
And that's where he got the idea on the orchard.
Yes. He went through so many iterations of the font. And people are like, who cares about the font? But if you look at it, and here is the boxes, babe. If you look at the way everything is delivered when you buy the Apple product, all of that was intentional. The way the box is designed, the way the logo looks, the font, everything. He took painstakingly time to do that. And then he was hard. I'm not saying he's a great person. I'm just saying that this is business practices that develop Apple to what it is now, where he went through so many employees and he was like, I only want A-level people.
There's a book called The Innovation Secrets of Steve Jobs. And what you're talking about, his thought processes on how he wanted things done and how he wanted innovative teams. He
wasn't kind about it. He wasn't diplomatic about it. That's the part that, I understand that people get upset. He's not, I didn't say it was a great person. I'm looking at the business practices of it. And he had a singular thought in his mind of making this company, and he did it. And he didn't do it just with Apple. He did it with Pixar.
Yeah.
2 times. And they kicked him out of both places. So it's just, to me, because I'm in business and marketing, I love the study of this. I look for these case studies. I look at it and everything because that's just the fascinating part for me. But then, like I'm saying, when I saw this story and finally looked at it, I said, well, Jaguar's doing the right thing for them, because Nobody's talking about them. Who's talking about them? Nobody. Who's talking about them now? Everybody, and everybody has an opinion. And Jaguar's sitting back going, yeah, Elon Musk, who's next? Who's going to talk about us next? Because that puts them in the financial news. It puts them on the regular news, and everybody goes, ha, 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 ha. But who's going to be laughing to the bank when they have customers and they know they have customers waiting on this 200K vehicle? It's not for everybody. If you're a factory worker at Ford or what, you're not going to buy this car. Well, you could, but I'm just saying that's not in your price point.
If we could see the ones that they did, the iconic ones, compared to what they have right now, they really did need to do this shakeup. They had to do this shakeup because their iconic cars do not look like anything that they have. They look like everybody. Their stuff right now looks like everybody.
This was necessary. And the reason why we're talking about it is because you can do this in your business. Not this wrecking ball type of thing. If you want to, you can. But what I'm saying is you can take steps, bold moves to shake things up and to shake yourself from the competition. And think about, I just thought about it. Like when you run the New York City Marathon and any of these marathons, there's always a group of people when you start out. But at the end, there's one person that wins. And then everybody else is like a few, whatever behind. But that's how it is. By doing a bold move, by shaking it up, by whatever the things that the runners do to win. So those are the things. That's why we talk about this case study, because there's some things you can do. And I asked my assistant to tell me some, and I'm going to list some of these for you. I got a whole bunch of information here. We're going to talk about a few. So I asked, how can I apply Jaguar's approach to my business? That's all I said. That's all I said. I did not make you are a marketing specialist. I didn't do any of that. We're in the space, and I said this before, where you just have a conversation with it. Like the movie Her, which I have not watched yet. Now it's on my list. All right. So it says redefine your brand identity. How do you do it? Assess your current brand positioning. What do people associate your business with? Is it aligned with your goals? Identify an element of your brand to amplify or evolve. Develop messaging and visuals that highlight the shift. It even gave me an example.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. That's number one. Number two, take bold, attention-grabbing moves. Launch a product or service that challenges the norms in your industry. Use unconventional or surprising visual designs or campaigns that stand out from the competitors. Don't be afraid of polarizing options. Buzz is better than being ignored. I love that. I'm using that. Buzz is better. Thank you, Jessica. Number three, create stories that evoke emotion. Use storytelling to show why your business is unique and how you help clients solve problems. Focus on outcomes and transformations rather than just features. See, they didn't focus on the feature of this car has heated seats or this car. They didn't do that. They came out with a whole transformation. Wrecking ball.
Go ahead.
Okay, there's a few more. I won't read them all. Embrace criticism as a part of the process. Realize that not everyone is going to love your bold choices. That's okay. Like I said, my mom said, everybody ain't your customer. Invest in long-term transformation. Make bold moves with a long-term vision in mind. Jaguar. They set, I'm telling you, this didn't just fall out the sky. They planned this. Knowing it would work, well, that's the part they didn't know. They didn't know if it would work, but they have an idea that it will. So they made the bold move, burn the boat. Differentiate yourself from competitors. Focus on what makes your offering unique. Serve a niche or demographic that competitors aren't addressing. See? Be fearless with pricing. So, they're doing the price point. Keep your audience at the center. Understand your audience's aspirations, struggles, and desire. Speak directly to their emotions and needs in your marketing. And that was from my lovely assistant.
Okay.
All I did was ask you one. I asked her one question. A whole bunch of stuff fell out. So that's that's why we're talking about the Jaguar situation, because you can take any case study within your industry, any article that anybody's written, go to one of the tools and say, hey, analyze this and tell me how I can apply it to my business. That's it. Don't overthink it. Let it give you an answer, and then you go from there.
So
Dr. Tanya comment. Let me put it up. She says, your assistant does good work. You should give them a raise. I will.
So I've been playing around here in the back, right?
Mm-hmm. I could tell.
Okay,
Let's go with it.
Okay, because you can see why. Because sometimes you need to know the why behind what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Really? Okay, so let me.
And you can ask your assistant why would you? That's another question I could ask them. Why would they do this? And
I like show and tell. I really do. Okay. So this was iconic, right?
Yes.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
That is very iconic.
Yes. And you can still get that car. It's still around. Somebody has it.
Right. Now, let me show you. I don't know if this is going to change.
Let's try it. Let's see.
Okay.
You might the cookies at the bottom. You might want to accept. Maybe that's.
Oh, can you see the new thing?
No, because we see the care. We care about your privacy. I accept. That might be blocking it.
Okay, no, I want to change the tab. This is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, the tab. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see. That's what happened. I was doing the same thing.
Oh, wait, I did it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you see the blue ones?
Yes. Yeah, we see.
This is what their cars. Okay, seriously, this is what their cars look like now. That is homogenized.
Isn't that every other car on the road?
They had to do this bold move. They had to, because this is where they are right now. They're not even at this anymore. That
previous view, I couldn't tell you what manufacturer that was. It looks like every other thing that's on the road to me.
I was like, they look like everybody, and I've seen a few other companies do the same thing, where they try to appear to the masses and make this watered down version of the car.
Doesn't work.
I was like, we didn't come to you for the watered down version of your car.
Think specialty. This is because this is sometimes you do want to appeal to everybody, and sometimes you don't. Appealing to everybody does not work when you're talking about car enthusiasts. It's a niche, a subset group, specialty people who know what they want. And if they have the money, boom.
I just didn't. If I'm going to get a Jaguar, it needs to look like a Jaguar. It does not need to look like a Ford, Nissan.
Here's the thing with the new Jag, they know if you're the one, if you want the old one, there's plenty. Go buy an old one off of somebody else. We're not doing that. Burning the boat. We reckon, but we're not in that space. I saw a lot of that complaint in all of the conversations about this. Oh, they're alienating their customer. You don't do that. Yes, you do.
But you know what? They're not alienating, because the customers who had the iconic Jags, they upset the apple cart back in the day with the iconic style, with the attention to detail, where you had the leather gloves, you had gloves that met, driving gloves. They did the whole 9 yards, and I believe they're coming back to their identity of being a forward-thinking company, not just blending in with everybody else.
Right. And then I'm going back reading some of the comments from the LinkedIn. So one of the people said, I'm not Jaguar's new target customer, but I still love the rebrand the moment I first saw it. I had a visceral positive reaction that I can't explain because it's fresh, modern, and bold. And then another person was like, don't like it at all, not a fan of the rebranding elements, and I would never in a million years buy a car with that design. But
Okay,
you're not who they're targeting.
That's pretty much sums it up. If you don't like it, we're not talking to you.
And then they go on to say, is their target artist daring and cash flush enough to make this leap with Jack? Yes, they crunch the numbers. You think they don't know what they're doing? I don't understand the thought process, because you're looking at it surface value of, oh, this is stupid.
Yeah, they're looking at the bean counter view, because there are Bugattis that somebody is going to buy.
How much are the Bugattis? How much are they?
A lot.
Are they 2 million and up? 3 million?
Yeah, they're a lot. So somebody's buying them.
Who's buying them?
Somebody is buying them. We don't have the list of their names, but somebody is buying them.
So here, Mark responded to this part. Mark Schaefer responded to this person. My guess is that they have $1 million worth of research telling them yes. Now it comes down to execution. See, that's how Mark looks at things like that. That's why I follow him, because he's the only one out here going, oh, and I think he titled this as, let me see, what did he say? He says, Jaguar is the marketing world's target of ridicule, but this post explains why the innovative automated company is on the right path. In fact, it is the only inevitable path, and he's correct. So when I see him say stuff like that, I'm like, oh, Mark got to take from his years of experience of working with brands like that. So everybody else is saying this. I'm looking at the person standing over there like, yeah, that's a good move. And I want to know why. And he explains why.
Dr. Dottie says Bugattis look like they started 3 million.
Man, I'm telling, didn't somebody bought one and they crashed it as soon as they left the dealer? I'm trying to remember who it was. Some celebrity. I'm thinking this was a while back. I'm not sure who it was.
This goes back to a lot of brands that I'm going to say regular people in quotes don't get.
Yes, and that's okay. This is not regular folks' car. It never was. I said Mick Jagger owned them. Mick Jagger, he's been making...
And how, yeah, he's been in Rolling Stones for like ever,
a long time
before he could buy one.
Yes. Okay, here's one more that there's more comments. I'm just scrolling through because I'm going to go back later and read them. But I like to read the comments because they tell me like where their minds and what they're thinking, if they see it or not. So somebody said, I personally don't connect with the rebrand, and they've completely ignored their Britishness. So
okay, I'm sorry, but this is iconic British. You think Twiggy, you think all of the in London, whatever, that has the whole vibe. I don't know where you think that it's not their Britishness.
It's because the brand is associated with British. That's why I was saying about the tweed jacket and the pipe and the James Bond. It had a certain connotation, a certain association before it in the olden days, but we're in a new age. The pandemic, everything has changed the way everything is working. There are lots of things going on in the world that are changed. In a blink of an eye, things have fallen. You see it in the news. Things that were going on for 50 years, suddenly in a day, it's over. That's what's happening now. Things are turning over real quick. And you, as a business, as a corporation, you cannot sit around and say, well, we're a 100-year-old brand and we can't alienate. Yes, you can, unless you want to be like Sears and that's another 100-year-old brand. And where is it? Kmart, where is it? You have to be innovative or you will die as a brand.
Yep.
Wrecking Ball. When she came out with that, It was ridicule. It was funny. They made jokes, comedians. They recreated the thing. But where is she now? Because she got what she wanted, which was to become an adult celebrity and not Hannah Montana. And it works. Not all the time, but she took a risk.
So to take the bold move, you're gonna have to be I heard about a book that was called oh my gosh, it starts with Anti-Fragile. You cannot be fragile and do a bold move like this. If you care about what people think about you, and I don't want nobody talking bad. I don't want the trolls. I don't want you won't make a move.
That's where we are now. And there's sentiment for that idea. And if you don't want to have your face on or be on or ridiculed, there's something called faceless marketing. It's taken off. Faceless YouTube is full of videos where it's AI or somebody. We've made them. We're in a world now where it's about content. It has been like that for a while, but you got to make the right kind of content for the right audience. You got to know your audience. And this is key here. Jaguar knows their audience. And they're like, we're moving away from the old stodgy, and we want to attract the new millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Remember, Gen Alpha's coming. They're online 20. These kids have never done anything analog. That's what you have to think about as a business, as a brand, where they're coming from, not where you're coming from. So pen and paper and this.
Here's a thought. The people who buy into this concept car are early adopters. The kids of these early adopters are growing up with people who they see their parents do these bold moves, buy these gadgets, buy these first out the gate concepts. Those are the people that are going to buy.
Right. You cannot stay in the old ways, the old country, this is how this is how my parents do it. And I'm like, okay, all the things that my parents did, I'm like, I'm not doing them. I'm like, why am I doing those? I'm like, oh, let me investigate and find my own way, because things are different. Times are different. And that can be scary to some people. I understand the backlash, because that's immediate. Like, oh, you're rocking a boat. You're da-da-da. And it's like, it's time to do that, because maybe we're doing a lot of stuff by rote, and you've forgotten the reason why you're doing it, especially as a business. Why are you doing it that way? Is there an easier, faster, better way where you can do things differently? And that's like my sister was saying, do this, do that to get something new.
Jaguar had lost their identity.
Yeah, and that's okay. But they woke up and realized,
wait, like Cindy, like who was the one, Sleeping Beauty or Snow White, whoever was asleep, and they like, wait a minute,
this was Prince Charming and woke up. Snow White. I think it was was it Cinderella? I can't remember.
Snow White.
There's a new Snow White movie coming out. That's when I thought about it. I think it's a new one coming out. That with real life, not animated, it's real people. So there you go.
I did this. This was a wake up, shake up call. They had to wake up, because if they kept going the way they were with all them blue cars.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's why a lot of comments was like, this was stupid. This was woke. This is DEI. This is the same old yada yada yada.
But really, was it?
Jaguar knows what they're doing.
Because they were blue. Somebody came in there and said, all of these look alike.
I couldn't tell you. I was like, well, what kind of car is that? You'd have to know to look for the little Jaguar symbol on the front. But now they've gotten rid of that, because they're shaking things up with the wrecking ball. They want to move away from being Hannah Montana, and now they want to be adult Miley Cyrus. The one that, she's doing that. But it got people talking. It got
And it will
attention.
have somebody go test drive it. When can I see the new version? Is what people gonna
But
ask
see,
for. Because
here's the thing I like that the fans of Jaguar that are excited, they're waiting for it. They're standing around with their little checkbook with their, however their digital pay, whatever they're paying it with, they're ready to pay. Can you ask for anything better than that? To have customers waiting to 2026, they're waiting for this car. And when
5 years.
you told them back, okay, we're stopping, they're like, ooh. So you don't want to do this and not have any customers.
This is collectors, right? Collectors.
Yeah, car enthusiasts, collectors. It's a special breed, a special bunch of people that are like tech enthusiasts or cigar aficionados or wine enthusiasts, and they know everything about the industry, and they're the buzz. So, but the people that are talking that don't like it, they were never going to buy a Jag.
Look, they might not get past bicycle, but
that's not the customer. See, this is the part. This is the root of it. They know their customer, and once you know your customer and you have your audience and you know them and you talk to them, they talk to them too. So they're good. It's you people that are like, this is horrible.
Isn't it interesting that the people who are grumbling and complaining can't afford it anyway?
Hey, it gets, well, and the people that were on the other side, well, it gets people to watch, and then the woke brigade and it's the same not dogma. What is dog whistle? It's the same thing. They know what to say to those people to get them all riled up, and it's always the same thing. Whereas the customer of Jaguar, the future customer, is like, interesting. Let me see what they're doing. Let me follow them, because this car is coming. So guess what Jaguar is going to do from now on? They're going to drop little breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
And when they do that, guess what the journalists and the people that write the articles, they're going to connect back to, and they came out with this commercial with no cars. Ha ha ha, how stupid. They're going to always drag it back. So it's going to be a path. And Jaguar is sitting over there going, thanks for doing the job for us. We don't have to spend a lot of money on advertising. They did this one commercial. They didn't do millions. They did one. Look at all this buzz. 3 weeks later, I think it came out 3 weeks ago. Here we are 3 weeks later, and every time they drop a little something about the car, the pot is going to bubble again. See, very smart. When I read Mark's thing on LinkedIn and I went and investigated, I was like, aha, Jaguar knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing. It's 100 years old. They know what they're doing. This is not flash in the pan brand. I said, as soon as I read, I said, wrecking ball, burn the boats. They just was like, full stop. This is what we're doing. And like Fran says, you have to not care about what's being said. If you know what you're doing, if you sat around and planned it and strategized it, and like I said, you know your audience, you know what they're going to accept, you've gotten the feedback of they are accepting it, go with it. All of the other people that are talking negative and whatever, those are not your customers. You don't really care about them. Some of those people will come around as same thing with the iPad was, oh, ha, ha, ha. But now all of those people that laughed in the beginning, what do they have?
Yes, they have an iPad, probably the Pro, and probably using it every day.
Yeah, the Vision Pro. They talked about that. Who has the Vision? Oh, they ran out to get that thing. And I said, if they got the money, go ahead. I'm not here to police you. If you've got money for the Vision Pro, buy it. If you got money for this new Type 00 Jaguar EV, luxury EV, let me say luxury EV, go for it. You got Bugatti money? Get the Bugatti.
And it's really a nice thing when you can buy what you want.
Yes.
That's your money.
I'm pretty sure the Jaguar people and their customers are very happy.
And see, I think sometimes we think it's all about the money, but
Mm-hmm.
for Jaguar, I don't think it's all about the money. It's all about changing their perception.
Yes, their perception,
And
their pro. And will they make a quality product? Yes, they've done
Mhm.
it before. They've done it before. They've made quality products. This will be a quality car. All the
So
signs were there.
I was reading something about if you are going to do anything good, you have to get back to your core and cut away all of the other and just do what you do well. So they're going from that whole blue menagerie, whatever that was, that sea of blue sameness cars,
All
and
that
they're
nothingness that
oh
didn't make them stand out. Nothingness, because some people said, play it safe. Don't go out on a limb. Don't pull down the golden nugget. Don't implode these old buildings. They're history. And then people are going, we got to do it. It's one of the things when I talk about the buildings, I just remembered, like, because I watched The Gilded Age, which is all about New York in the 1800s. And a lot of these oligarchs of that time had these fabulous mansions on Fifth Avenue and stuff. Most of those are gone. They were broke. They were taken down and put new buildings up. It doesn't exist. I think they had to go somewhere and build the whole set because those buildings don't exist. I mean, there might be one or two, a few left, but they're museums. I think one or two is museums. But most of those old mansions of the rich from the 1800s, they're gone. Gone. Wrecking ball. Here we go. You got to move with the times. So when I saw this and I read into it, and I was like, okay, I see what Jaguar is doing. Will it work? That's to be seen, but it's got good buzz. So here's the final thought provided by my assistant. Jaguar's approach is a bold blueprint for redefining a brand, sparking attention, and setting a business apart. By applying these principles, bold moves, differentiation, storytelling, and audience focus, you can create a memorable presence in your niche and build a business that stands out. Ta-da!
mm-hmm. Because basically what they did was retell their story.
Yeah. And they took a bold move, and they were not afraid to take that bold move. I'm pretty sure some people were like, oh, don't do that. Don't go to the edge of the cliff.
Okay, they jumped off the cliff.
Yeah, they jumped off. But so I'm pretty sure I don't think this was a unanimous thing. But the leadership, whoever makes the decision, was like, we're doing it. Burn the boats.
Because they could have stayed in that blue sameness thing. They could have just stayed there, and we would. Oh no.
Yeah, and you said blue. There's some book I'm not sure the title is something about being a red something in a blue ocean. I think that's the title of it. It's a book I haven't read it, but it's all about standing out in a sea of sameness. It's something about blue ocean. I can't remember the exact title. But I agree with that, because when you're in a sea of sameness, what makes you stand out to your customer and to a new, and this is how a brand or business keeps going. You need new customers. How do you attract a new customer? How do you get that? And Jaguar said, hey, we want a whole new brand, a customer, millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, who don't want their grandparents' car. Even though it's iconic and it's classic and it's this and it's that, they don't want it. And it's not just cars. They don't want any. If they find out that their grandma likes this or grandpa they don't want it. That's why we got TikTok. They didn't want Facebook. They went to TikTok. Which TikTok is doing some things, so but we'll talk about that later. Dr. Tachi has a comment.
She
I can't wait
says
to see. Yeah,
what the actual Jag looks like.
me. See, this is the breadcrumb part of it. Even though I'm not buying one, we're not buying. I'm not buying. I'm not gonna speak for everybody else, but I'm not buying one.
I'm not buying one either, but
I'm buying one.
you do
But
want to know what it's going to look
I'm
like.
interested in how they and their drip, drip, breadcrumb. Keep the attention going because it's 2024, well, almost 2025. So, you know, this car's got a way to go.
And they're going to keep us on like digital, like you said, digital breadcrumbs are going to be coming out every so often.
Yeah, and then what happens is this story will get picked up and they will go. This is what journalists do. They will go back and pick up the original story and tie it into whatever the new update is. So that's how you stay informed.
Dr. Tashi says, I like my 2003 Toyota just fine. If it still runs, I will still drive it. But it's fun to see concept cars come to life.
Yeah, there's some fun in here. It's surprise. It's Christmas Day. What's the gift under the tree? What is it? What is it? And when I was a kid, I would find and shake. Well, what is it? It's that kind of thing, which again is another part of the attention of it. So see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these concepts are things we can apply to our business.
So we just became aware of Jaguar again. Jaguar was on no one's radar. No one was thinking about it. I mean, no inclination of it.
Nope. I was like, who?
And in the EV talks, because everything is talking about going electric vehicles, no one was talking about Jaguar in that story. Nobody is talking about Mercedes.
Right.
Nobody is talking about Volvo. It's just like there was no one in the space. Now, who is this? Ford with their Mustang Mach-E. They came out and said, look, they took their Mustang and came out with an EV and people talk and buy it.
Right. And see, here's another thing, the Jaguar that's lost in the story. They stopped production of everything. They're not making those cars. They're not making those cars.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, please stop, because they look so same.
They're not 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the sea. Oh, we'll still make those old cars, but we'll make the split focus doesn't work. They said, hey, luxury EV, let's get on it. And they're on it. So they're doing the thing. Dr. You guys are funny.
Mary seems like she was never a kid. She just came out the same age talking about marketing and social media.
I'm laughing because you're correct. As a kid watching cartoons, I would pay attention to the commercials. That's how I know the E.F. Hutton. The E.F. Hutton one is stuck in my head. Commercials like that. Also the Orson Welles No Wine Before It's Time. The Ella Fitzgerald one. Remember what she sang? If it's live, those are stuck.
Is it live or is it Memorex?
They were cut to Where's the Beef. Those are all classic stuff. I've always been business minded. That and wanting to teach, but I didn't want to be a teacher, but I wanted to teach. But I didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't want to go to school and go through the process and stand up in front of a board. And I didn't want to do that, but I did want to do that. So I'm laughing because you're right. I would always pay attention to the commercials. I always paid attention to that. Where other kids is like, the commercials come on, you leave. I'm like, wait a minute. That's why I was laughing, because you're right.
Well, this is outstanding. And so now here's the thing. If you want more of this, you need to make sure that you follow Terry Johnson online.
Dr. Johnson. I wish I didn't have the principle. I didn't have the determination. That's what I said, Dr. Taji. Like, I applaud her for going through that. that's a whole process of getting that doctorate. Like, whew, I was like, I'm not ready.
But you can find TJ, follow her, ask questions. She loves answering
Yes.
questions.
Yeah. Give me a question.
Yeah. And you'll get some really good insights. And so she's here every Tuesday, same time. And on Fridays, we have a really good time on Fridays. She brings out the stuff and
You
just
don't want to
brings.
miss this. You don't miss this Friday. Oh, we got a whole bunch of a lot of things happening.
So you've been invited. So make
Come
sure
on.
you're here Friday for Tech Life Weekly, where Dr. Tachi will be with us. Terralina, myself, and TJ, we're going to be bringing you everything that is happening in the world of tech, media, and social media this week.
Go, don't miss it.
Yes, we thank you and invite you to become a part of the Bizchicks community. You can text Biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. Whichever way you join with us, we thank you, and we want to let you know we are here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the comments and the commentary and the questions. It makes, everything a little better.
It really does.
It does. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you next time.